Well, the Lamborghini Murcielago build continues, and now the engine is back out. And this is all because of one stupid mistake that we've done when putting this thing back together. Imagine having a chance to buy your ultimate dream car, but with one catch. It had been left abandoned for over 7 years with no engine or gearbox in it. Would you still buy it? Well, I did. And since then, we found out why somebody left it.
Oh, it smells so bad.
The engine was rebuilt poorly. 8 cam cap, and then we go to 10. The bodywork was not so great. What on earth? And there's been multiple bodge job repairs.
Look, there's literally, you can see where they've cut out.
But after many months of work, myself and my dad rebuilt the V12 engine without any experience with Lamborghini engines before. And in the last video, we finally got it back in the car. Yes! Yes! I do not think I can contain my excitement for when we hear the V12 roar of this engine. But there's one big problem, even if we do get everything connected up and go to start it. We're going to have no idea whether we have oil pressure or even any other faults because we've got no instrument cluster. This is a brand new instrument cluster that I bought from Lamborghini, which was over £3,400. I had to buy one because somebody destroyed the last instrument cluster by jumping the car with the battery terminals the wrong way round. Now, we've tried absolutely everything with this, and it's been to so many specialists, and they still cannot get this thing to work. The problem we have now is that even the new instrument cluster from Lamborghini doesn't work. The connections at the back are completely different. And to get them to work, you have to buy an additional loom, which costs another £1,666. And the thing is, now that we have these new clocks from Lamborghini, they've said that everything that you order from Lamborghini is a special order part. I cannot send these back now. So the only option is to try and get these working. But instead of paying that money, I think I've found a solution. This could be our solution. So this has been cut off a Lamborghini 2002 Murcielago, and this is the original loom though. This isn't the loom that we need from Lamborghini. This is one that is off a 2003 car. But there is an issue. Now, there's only 6 wires coming off this, but there is 7 wires going into the plug. Now, the wires do match up, and we know which ones are power and which ones are earth, but obviously we're a wire short. We literally don't have a choice here, so we're gonna have to just risk it. And the thing is, we're kind of risking blowing up the new clocks. So this might work or it might not, but we're willing to give it a try. Let's see how we get on. In 2003, Lamborghini switched all the instrument cluster plugs to this blue one. And you'll find them on a lot of German cars now. But on 2002 models, they're the same as this one, which are discontinued now. We've checked the wires and we know which one have got power, which one's earth, and then there's a few more which we think are signal wires. And this is the point of no return. We're snipping the original wires. The good thing is that on the new loom, they use the same color wires. So we're just gonna match them up yellow to yellow, black to black, and so on. The problem is, we're gonna have one wire left over on the original loom. So we can only hope it's not important. Now with the new plug wired in, we push the Murcielago forward, took the rear wheel off, and added a battery pack to the power cables. Battery is connected. This could be goodbye to £4,000 worth of dashboard. Here we go. If we'd wired this up wrong, it could mean shorting out another instrument cluster. Here we go. But we have no choice. Nothing at the minute. Ooh. Oh! 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 Oh!
It flashed and went off.
I've got a mileage, but it's flashed and gone off. That's working. Oh, wait, look, that's working, that's working. Oh, they come on and then they go straight back off. Yeah, they come on and then they go straight back off. That's weird. We progressed, but I don't know if we broke these.
I think we'll change the green wire now to the other green wire.
Oh, what? Switch those two wires? Yeah, because because they're both power, weren't they?
Yeah.
So the wire that we had left over was also a power wire. So our plan now was to switch one of the other power wires with that spare one to see if it had any other effect. And whilst my dad was doing that, I checked the fuse for the instrument cluster just to make sure it hadn't blown. And it all looked good, so we continued. Another thing we did as well was connect up both wiring looms to the engine just to see if it would have any other effect to it. Yeah. Now both the looms are plugged in. Let's see if it wants to work. It doesn't make sense how there's power coming on and then immediately it cuts it off. There's got to be some kind of like safety. We were stumped. Why was the new dashboard not working? But then we could have found something. Whilst we checked the fuses in the footwell, we noticed one of them was broke. And it turns out the fuse which was broke was for the GFA control module, which is the computer which controls all the body ECU. So if that was broke, could it potentially not be sending a signal to the dashboard? We replaced that fuse to find out. And after we did, we started getting more power to different cables.
Ooh! Right, now switch it all off.
So could it be that the control module, which is that, has blown a fuse? Okay, so we're plugging this back in now after we found there was a fuse blown for the GFA module. We're gonna try it.
And we're powered up on the back, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Alright, go on. Yes! Yes, it works! Yes! Oh my god! Yes! And look at some GFA control module. Oh my god! Yes! Come on! Oh my god, I can't believe that works. Wow. Do you know what? I feel like we should wire the old dash back in and see if it works because of that fuse, because everyone's going to want to know. Okay, these are the original clocks now with the fuse back in. If this lights up, then I'm going to be annoyed. Nah, dead. Dead. Completely dead. Okay. Okay, that's okay.
It's burning, isn't it? Can you smell it?
Oh yeah, it stinks. Yeah, unplug that. So good news finally for the instrument cluster, and I've managed to save myself over £1,600. Although we did spend over £3,000, but at least we got the new ones working. Look at that, it's an incredible sight. And there it is, one set of instrument cluster working and 0 miles, so it must be stored in the actual clocks. It's just completely reset, but this is marking the resurrection, the new life of the Lamborghini Murcielago. 0 miles, and this is it's a fresh start for it. Time to get the rest of the engine loom and everything else back in. Let's do it. All was looking so positive, and now me and my dad are just working together on connecting all the coolant, the vacuum and the electrical connections up in the engine bay. The only negative I could see from this is that now, because the instrument cluster says it's got 0 miles, it could change the car vertical report that we have for this car. At the moment on the report, the Murcielago has got all green lights at the top, showing that there's been no mileage fraud, it's not been recorded as stolen, there's no outstanding finance, and it's not been in an accident. And here you can see the mileage graph. It all lines up throughout each year. But if we were to get it MOT tested now, it would jump back down to 0 miles, which would look pretty dodgy if I were to sell it afterwards. And that's why Car Vertical is so good at finding out the full history of any car. Just check out this Porsche. I can see that it's been involved in an accident, and not only that, when I scroll through the report, I can see what category the car is and even the photos of when it was auctioned off at the car crash auction website. So to check your car out, click the link in the description box below, use Car Vertical, and at the checkout use code MATT for a nice bit of discount on your next check. Who knows how much money you could save. Okay, this looks absolute carnage at the minute, and let's just go in here. And I know a lot of you want us to clean the engine bay up. The main concern is just to see whether the engine works right now, and then afterwards we can worry about cleaning this whole thing up and making it look sparkling new. But there's no good having a sparkling new engine if it doesn't work, and this thing is mental. There's 2 wiring looms on this. One goes to here, which is marked with a yellow tab, and then on the other side it's marked with a white tab, and the white seems to go on the right hand side and the yellow stuff seems to go on the left hand side. We've got coolant lines, AC lines, and then loads of sensors and connectors, and we're just about, we think, connected it all up. The fuel lines are on as well at the back, but the engine is still only in with 1 bolt. Now, instead of connecting all the transmission and the drive shafts up, we decided to only connect up the necessities to get this car started, which were the oil lines to the sump, the return and the feed pipe, the fuel lines, and then of course adding the oil to the engine. Because if there's an issue with the engine, we'd then have to disconnect it all again to pull it back out. So we're playing it safe. This doesn't count as the first turn of the key. We're just testing it for the person who does the first turn of the key. I think we just need to see if it actually cranks, and it's probably a good idea if I disconnect the fuel relays, because otherwise it will clean the bores out, and that's no good. It will just absolutely flood the engine with fuel because there's no spark plugs in there. So, oh, I think they're actually still unplugged. Let me check. One's unplugged. Yeah, they're both unplugged. Okay. Chris, do you want to do it?
Well, if it breaks, it ain't my fault, but I will do it just for you.
Kind of.
On this thing.
On that crazy key.
Looks like a cassette tape.
There you go. Meep.
Okay.
Okay, I'm actually scared.
Every time I touch something, it breaks.
Okay, I think that was the throttle bodies opening and stuff.
Okay.
Just give it 1 turn just to see if it actually cranks. It did crank.
It did crank.
It did crank. Okay, go again. I like it, it's cranking. Now, I think we should probably compression test each cylinder, make sure each cylinder's got compression. And then I think we better find someone who's gonna start this thing. Out comes the compression tester, which does what it says on the tin. Instead of screwing in a spark plug, you'll screw in this compression tester. And when we turn over the engine, the compression tester gauge will show how much pressure each cylinder is getting. And if some are low, then it shows that we have a problem. So we're hoping for equal compression on each cylinder. I drew a diagram on the blackboard to get ready to note down each pressure on each cylinder. And then we turned over the engine to measure cylinder number 6 compression first. 100 PSI. Now, that might seem like low compression for it, but what we're looking for at the minute is just consistency in pressure in compression. We've not run the engine, so this, as long as it's the same compression in each cylinder, we know it's right. That's all we're looking for. We then moved on to cylinder 5 before having an issue. Yeah, same. Yeah, about 9 bar. So
yeah, so that is about 125, is it?
Oh no!
What? Did it just squirt?
There's oil coming out of the head.
Oh no! Oh yeah! Jesus, yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
It's a good time for it to happen now.
Yeah, rather than starting it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it ain't.
I'd rather it happen before I start it than when I'm driving it. That's not good.
No, that's not good. We thought it was all going to end now, but it's these. That's where it's coming out of. Is it coming out of that?
Yeah.
Oh, is there meant to be a seal there then?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
We never put one in.
Oh my God, look, it's there. We never put one in.
Wow. Well, this is to all the people that said you can't rebuild a Lamborghini engine with no experience. Turns out you can't. So it looks like a stupid mistake has now cost us having to take the engine back out, all because of an O-ring that we can see here on the parts diagram. The only good we can take from this is that the rest of the engine seemed oil tight, and it looks like the oil pump was doing its job because it was pumping oil to the top of the engine, which is of course where it was leaking out. Now we've got to drain all the oil back out the engine, ready so we can pull it back out from the car once more.
Lamborghini Leicester. Your call will be transferred shortly.
Hello. I need to order 2 O-rings, and there's oil absolutely flying out the the cylinder heads because we've missed an O-ring out. Build a Lamborghini, they said. How much are they?
2, £8.70.
Oh, brilliant! Yes, get them. I'll have 6. £8 at 17 worth of mistake, which has cost us a whole lot of labour work. Now we're disconnecting everything from the engine we've just connected back up, and we're going to spin the car back round so we can connect the 2-post ramp back onto the engine so we can lift it out from the car once more. It was all good for about a day. Hey! And in record timing, we've got it out. But now we need to strip it all back apart again so we can access where that O-ring was. And it might not be as easy as that. Right, we're almost there, but this could be the difference between taking the inlet off and both of the heads off or not.
All this casing here is sort of sits underneath 2 head gaskets here and here. And if we can get this casing off and then back on again after we've put the seal in, it's all good. The problem is, if we can't, then we've got to either loosen the head bolts or remove the head so we can get this casing off. But we've got to be able to take it out without damaging the head gasket, which is here. So then we can put the 2 seals in here and here. So we're trying to remove the studs out of this now. So that's going to be able to, so we can actually slide it down a bit. But I suppose we've got, yeah, we might have a bit of play there. But let's see if we can actually get this off.
We actually ended up using slide hammers from a PDR kit. You go on the other side. It seemed to be working. Yeah, that PDR kit's coming under. Look at a dent puller. A dent puller got it off. And on here, that is where the seal is meant to go, the little O-ring. And there's no recess for it or anything, is there? No, there's no recess for any O-ring. So how are you even meant to centralise it? You can't centralise it, can you? Well, if it was easy, I guess everyone will be doing it. And these things happen to the best of us. We're not all perfect, but if we just spent a little bit more time actually reading the manual, I'm sure we wouldn't have missed off 2 stupid O-rings. But apart from the obvious, the engine seemed oil tight. The oil pump must work because it's pushing oil to the top of the engine, and the engine turned over with the turn of the key. But I guess we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Do you ever think you should have started by rebuilding like a 4-cylinder?
No. Go hard or go home.
I like your attitude. Man down. Man down.
Man's broke his ankle.
Like a drug that